Hello everyone, this is Rita Fuller-Yates, your lifestyle expert. I'm so excited to share with you. As I said earlier this week in my post, I was going to give you guys some great tips and guidelines and steps in order for you to take your business or service or your product to the next level. Many of us, especially if we don't have descendants of entrepreneurship, don't understand the processes in order to get more media attention, rather it be on TV, media magazines, even social media. There's a lot of online services that's offered for small businesses that can really benefit you. I'm just going to share a little bit of my secret, because as easy as it seems that many of us understand the process, many of us do not. And instead of me making millions of dollars or even hundreds of dollars or sending you guys a GoFundMe account, your lifestyle expert always wants to teach. So again, my goal is to provide you with good resources and good information, but I am asking for you guys to subscribe to my channel. That's all I'm asking for this information. If you could just be kind and please subscribe. Okay, so let's get started. I've got my handy dandy notes here, so please excuse me if you see me looking through them. I just want to make sure you guys walk away knowing all of the steps that I was successful at in order to get media attention. Now again, all of these steps, if you're talking to someone who routinely is been in media for 10, 15 years, they may have a different philosophy of how this all started. And a lot of that has to do with their own experience. So I'm just sharing what worked for me and how is it that I believe that if I had to start it all over again, how I would be successful at it. So I'm going to offer these suggestions. If you have any questions afterwards, please inbox me or send me an email, rita@ritafulleryates.com. It's that simple, okay? So let's get started. My first step is you have to know who you are. So many people always say, oh, I want to be on TV. But ideally, or even you want to say, oh, how do I get in a magazine? Ideally, it's challenging if the consumer, meaning the people who are buying your product, don't really understand who you are and how it is that they can use your product or services. So you, as the entrepreneur or business owner, has to be really clear what it is that you're selling. Are you selling yourself? Are you wanting to be an actor or an actress? Would you like to be a hostess like myself? Are you looking for ways to really search for why it is that you have a desire to be on a media outlet? So understand that first, because if you're confused with it, many people who would reach out to you are confused with it. So make sure you're really clear as to who you are. If you have a direct product and you want that to be the center of attention and you want your sales to grow, then we need to put a lot of marketing around that particular product. Now, I don't want to go on this feed and act as if I'm a marketing expert. My friend Levitica Watts is the marketing expert. She helped me build all of this experience with my brand. So I, again, take my information and share it with you guys. That's what I do, okay? So that's the first point. You gotta know who you are, what it is that you're selling, what is the service that you're offering, or do you have some type of product that you can sell? Okay, that's the first point. Second point is, everybody that is in the market isn't necessarily going to end up in a media. And what I mean by that is there are many professionals. We've got doctors, we've got teachers, we've got professors, we have with CEOs, the list goes on and on and on. Now the question always you have to ask yourself for like a CEO is, what makes that CEO valuable? Why do I want to write a story about a CEO? It's one thing to work for a company and do what it is that you were hired to do. But it's another thing to create some type of a nonprofit, a charity, or a mission movement around what it is that you do. So let me explain. Many people think, outside of being a lifestyle expert, that I am an event planner. I am not. An event planner to me was a job that stagnated what it is my mission was. But it really was something that I knew I needed to do to help people learn more about my mission. But event planning, if you're just going to be an event planner, it's really important if you want to get media attention and find new outlets of people knowing more about you, is you have to narrow it into some type of a charity or a mission. Mine, as you guys know, is bringing social home again. So although I am a lifestyle expert, although I do teach, what's more important is that I have a mission that helps add value to America, or I should say even the world. You've got to find a way to where that company or your company changes the world's value system. Again, why would I want to write an article on a teacher? But an article on a teacher that happens to have had breast cancer, who now has a nonprofit helping women provide them with hair wigs. Great story. So again, you've got to do a little homework before you think media is just going to jump into your bandwagon because you're really talented. Lots of us are talented. You've got to separate yourself and care about, guess what? I know it's weird. Humanity! We got to care. So a lot of times we just making money as small businesses. In order for you to get more media attention, highly suggest you caring about humanity. The next thing, you got to do your back end. I know this is so underrated, especially when we have so many successful social media, I should even say they're not experts, but stars. We've got people who have 1 million views, but they're not on any outlets. They're not on any media outlets. And the reason being is social media makes us believe we're something more than what we are. But what creates the outlet into communication media, into getting on TV, those views help. Believe me, when they understand you got a lot of viewers, that starts the conversation. But what allows for the conversation to escalate is your back end work that you've been doing for several years. As soon as God gave you the mission, you begin developing it. In developing it, that means that you understand it's very valuable to have more education in it. You understand as a life coach or whatever type of coach, you want certification in it. You don't want to just be a part of the movement. You want to be the movement that explains the movement and builds trust around the movement. But it's difficult to have trust when there's no credibility. So you're writing a book. I wrote a book about social entertainment. Again, it was credible. I went back and got my master's in interior design. Again, credible. When people want to write an article on you, it's not just how good are you. It really is what amount of work have you done to develop this skill so that we can believe what you're saying. So you guys got to do the back end. And this is where a lot of the younger generation falls short. They're going to get 1 million views and be unemployed living in your basement. All because the back end work isn't being done. You want to make money at being successful at your job, or excuse me, at this outlet, you got to do your back end for them to begin believing in you. And sometimes they'll give you the opportunity without you even recognizing that they're setting you up for the lack of future opportunities because you didn't do your back end work. Okay, so be mindful of that. Now, the first 3 tips I shared with you are all back end stuff. We haven't even started talking about how to get into the media. Again, you're not even going to be a conversation if you don't do the back end work. So I like to start there and be truly honest, okay? So our 4th point is, now it's time to take action. This is where, again, people don't understand how media works. It is a dynamics of media and then it's us. But then there's this middle lane of companies that are called public relation firms, PR firms. Many of you may know those. They're primarily created as the link between us and the medias, the outlet medias. In order for you to sometimes get an opportunity, some of us just get an opportunity just because we built a good brand. Others of us had to find a way and an outlet and a connection. PR firms is that connection. Now some people will say, well, that's expensive. How can I afford to do that? Well, I'm going to say that's expensive, but how can you afford not to do that? You have to do it. Again, it's another outlet to how people will see your business. If McDonald's was never on a commercial, you would be concerned about it, wouldn't you? Commercials and media helps build trust. So the more people talk about you in a good way, the more people will buy your product or listen to your services. Okay? Just so you can understand how all of those connections work. Now, PR firms are automatically sleep in bed with the medias. They have a direct relationship with these people. And knowing that they have a direct relationship with these people, they have available slots, the medias have available slots with these PR firms, which means that the PR firms have done all of their homework on this individual who has hired them, and the medias trust that they're going to give them someone who's valuable for them to share with the world. So it's all of these connections that you got to know you have to start with. Once you are with a PR firm, many of them are going to try to stifle you into a contract that's a years, 2 years, and they're going to try to prove to you that you need this outlet. We did ours for 4 months. Now, a lot of that has to again start with how serious you take the opportunity. The first time I got my opportunity, it was on, I want to say 10 TV, I think it was. And I look back at that interview and that segment, and I laugh all the time about it because I was absolutely horrible. I was horrible. I was laughing when I wasn't supposed to be laughing because I was so nervous. But when I think about why they continue to ask me back all of the time, even to this date, I know it's because of all of the logistics that I did. Nervousness is a part of the process that they're aware most of the people are going to be nervous. But what took me to the next level was that I took my time serious. I showed up half hour before I was supposed to. Now this is for 3 minutes, a 3-minute slot, but I took it serious. So I showed up when I was supposed to. I had a whole bunch of decor and things to, again, let them know I'm serious about my brand. If I'm coming to represent anything, I'm going to bring everything that's going to be visually attractive to help support everything that I'm talking about. Well, I think they were overwhelmed just by that. Because again, when people get an opportunity, they just think the information that they're going to share is what everyone wants to see. Well, we live in a very visual society. So I highly suggest you create the best visual experience of the representation of what it is you are teaching, sharing, or what you're the expert in. Okay? So now we understand when you hire a PR firm, why you're hiring the PR firm. They have slots and connections to get you started. I wouldn't sign a year contract because, again, I don't think you'll get that much work out of them where it's going to be valuable to you financially. Sign it even if you can do like a month-to-month lease, because, honey, once you kill it, you got them. They need you. Understand medias. They need you and your profession and your expertise just like you need them. So don't believe it, but you got to come with it. When you're ready, they'll be ready waiting for you. And I say this because in between the time of now and the time you're given the opportunity of your first time on TV or in some type of social media outlet, practice. So you guys see me on this show every week. We created Home Again. You're subscribing right now, so you are one of my subscribers. I know y'all didn't just take my information in vain and ran with it because I know you subscribe. That's how my people are. They take care of me. Y'all subscribed, didn't you? Thank you. Thank you for subscribing. But in the meantime, every week I go live just to practice. I don't do this just to get views up and, you know, share. I love sharing and teaching. So that's one aspect. But the other aspect is the more you practice, the more the vocabulary is developed in your mouth and the more comfortable you are in front of the camera. None of this stuff matters to me anymore because I've been doing it for 2 years. Camera comes on, it's showtime, baby. Boom, boom. But I still have levels of fear when I go to the news outlet. So I still am working all of that anxiety out. Up until then, I'm telling you, I've seen it. Practice. Pull out your live feeds, pull out your videos. Anytime you need, you're in a car, pull out your phone and practice. Because I'm telling you, it's something about that light. It's something about that light that changes your whole game. So you don't want to be the scared chicken in front of the light, because that will decide the next option for you in the future. And then I'm almost done here. My last point, the most important part of this is once you're given the one opportunity, all you need to do is create a reel out of it, a R-E-E-L. And that is your actual video of your footage while you were on TV, whatever it is you were doing. At that point, every media, every outlet media has a contact inquiries. You go to the bottom of their website and all of them are there. This is when you get crazy aggressive. Every day you send emails out. Rather it be the 10 to 15 different medias, rather you copy and paste new ones in there. Every day, again, if this is important to you, every day you send out emails. Now this is after you have left the PR firm and you've got a reel, you've got your experience. Now you need to move the mountain that helps you get all of the opportunities. The only way you can do that is to be actively aggressive. Now, as much as I would love to do that, I'm so glad I do not. My husband does that for me. This is where you could also hire an assistant, where you know where you're going, you understand the dynamics of who you are, you've already got a following, you're getting some media attention. This is when you may need to hire an assistant who will every day do this type of work for you, because it becomes exhausting trying to identify your talent at the same time getting exposure. So I'm just trying to help you guys, teach you guys what it is that I know that has helped me become more of a visible person, going from social media into the other outlets of media. I've been on Columbus Monthly. I've been in First Business Columbus. I've been in, what's the other ones, babe? I've been in, I can't never remember. I've been on 10 TV, Fox 28, Channel 6. I haven't been on 4 yet. Anybody on here from Channel 4? It'd be nice if y'all hook a girl up. I've been on, you know, so we're just trying to always let you know what it is that I'm doing so that you can feel comfortable that I'm sharing information with you based on my own experience. Again, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'll continue to make these videos so that you guys are continuing to receive all of the right information based on my own experience. Now, you know, again, I try to provide you with all the love so that you guys can become your better selves. I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.